Welcome to the Four Seasons Podcast, brought to you by B&H Wealth Strategies, serving Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia since 1966. Here, we guide you through the ever-changing seasons of your financial journey, offering insights to help you grow, protect, and enjoy your wealth. Ready to turn your financial dreams into reality? Dare to dream. And now, here's your host, President of B&H Wealth Strategies, Jeff Bingham.
Giving with purpose is powerful, but giving with a plan is transformative. In this episode, we explore how B&H Wealth Strategies helps clients make the most of charitable giving, both emotionally and financially. Welcome back, everyone. Skip Monaco / producer back in the studio with Jeff Bingham, president of B&H Wealth Strategies. Good to see you, Jeff. How's it going?
I am doing great, Skip. How about yourself?
I'm doing just fine. Ready to get the weekend rolling. So glad to be recording on
us,
Friday.
Right?
That is right.
And for those to date this podcast, I guess this is the final couple of days of Fun Fest. So we've got the big fireworks show and whatnot tomorrow night to look forward to.
Oh, nice. Very nice. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff, giving back is today's subject. It's such a personal part of wealth building. Excited to hear how B&H helps make it both heartfelt and strategic. Does B&H provide advice on charitable giving and philanthropy? And if so, how?
The answer is yes. And we've talked about it for years and years, and we've done a good amount of it. And certainly as many know out there that listen to the podcast and my clients that are out there, that as I have recommitted my life to Christ. I mean, it's much more near and dearer to my heart as well, with not that we weren't doing it, but it, more meaningful and impactful, as you were talking about to begin with. And many of my clients that I work with on a regular basis have been doing these kind of things for years. And so now we really dig into those kind of things to try to find, meaningful and impactful ways to do it, giving to charities and philanthropy. It's kind of, you can do good. You can do good for yourself and you do good while doing good for yourself at the same time. And those win-win kind of things like that are something we should all be striving and looking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What kind of charitable giving strategies does B&H typically recommend, or does it depend on the individual?
Yeah, it's definitely an individual situation. I mean, it can be just as simple as, and oftentimes it is, again, we'll kind of wind back through these things, but let's say that I've got, a client that has been, that's now reached, full retirement age, let's say, and is having to take what's known as a required minimum distribution from their IRAs, which when you get to, right now we're at 73 years old, you've got to start taking these distributions out, whether or not you need the money or not from to add to your and augment your income. The government forces you to take it out. It's a calculation that's done. And, that money right there has often been earmarked for charitable contributions, some of it or all of it. And so when you do that, you can take out a taxable distribution, and then you can even have it sent directly to the charity. And when you do that and you give it to the charity or send it directly to the charity, however you might choose to do that, and there's some reasons to do it different ways, then it becomes you take out taxable money and you don't have to pay tax on it, and you are able to give the full amount to the charity as opposed to discounting it with taxation, and you don't have to write a check to the IRS either, and you've given that full benefit to charity. And oftentimes, I mean, that's in this part of the world, that's quite often to the church that they attend and have been going to for years and years and years. So they give to their ministries along those lines. That's one very simple way to do it. There can be much more complex ways, but that's one way to do it.
Do you see clients are creating private foundations versus donor advisor funds?
Very good question right there. I don't have any clients that have set up their own foundations to do it. I think it's an interesting concept. It's actually, we haven't talked about it in a while, but Matt and I actually were talking about something along those lines not too awful long ago about setting up some kind of family foundation in honor of his father, my brother, and being near and dear to all the Binghams from an education standpoint. My brother's a teaching coach, and just something along those lines, to put a stamp of to the legacy lives on, and you honor the family, and then you honor their commitment to their passions, if you will. It's something my dad used to
Very well.
talk a lot about education, and kind of the direction or lack of direction, perhaps sometimes that it goes in. Matt and I'll spend sometimes in agreement, sometimes not, conversations, but always in agreement on that we would like to start, set something up to remember and make sure that those that have passed before us and left us with the opportunities to talk on this podcast, to create something like that we don't forget those that really set the foundation for us.
Absolutely. Well, how do you help clients identify causes or organizations that align with their personal values? Is there any process?
Yeah, that's a great question, and something that we really have, and quite honestly, that I need to spend, and I've really been working at least mentally through and trying to create that. Now we need to commit to it. We certainly do, but we're having these conversations with clients more and more. So what you try to, obviously, just like anything, you sit down with the client and you ask them, where are you, where you want to go, how you want to get there. So they begin to identify their passions and their purposes. And as they begin to identify that, then you kind of see the directions that they're in. So then sometimes they have, very, they know where they want to drive money and then where their passions are. But oftentimes they don't. So that's where we really need to be better as an organization. I'm not trying to duck the question, although I guess I am, that we need to kind of, put some time and effort into that, and kind of creating a list, if you will, kind of vet out a list for our clients more definitively than conversation. But you look again, we talk about, they look at, where did they go to college? Do they go to ETSU? Do they want to give to ETSU? Do they want to give to the hospital here? Do they want to give to to the Cancer Foundation, the heart kind of things? Certainly there's all kinds of things. There's preborn that's out there. There's the ministries that we can look to. But like I said, there's a lot of, and honestly, I'll tell you another place that a lot of my clients, the Humane Society as well. Got a lot of dog lovers and other pet lovers that are in this part of the world, and other parts of the world, I guess, for that matter, but certainly that walk through the door of B&H all the time. And, those are places that can always use funding as well. So there's no shortage of causes and passions and purposes that people can find. I think the key that we need to be, and I think that where we can begin to help and do it individually as well, is to determine, there's a number of, in this category, here's a number of charities. Are those charities, are they top heavy from their executives and their administrative base, or is most of the money going actually to the causes that they're identifying? And that's a bit of a challenge. We know there's been, I guess, some controversy and things over the years, and there'll continue to be, for that matter. But trying to find where not only the charity that matches your purpose, your passions, and your causes, if you will, but also is really directing the money and is running lean and mean from an administrative standpoint, and the monies are really going to the purposes that they are designed to be going to, and not padding the pocket of the creators, the board members, etc.
Amen. Good thing to remember. Jeff, thanks as always. What a great reminder that wealth isn't just about accumulation. It's also about giving back and contributing.
No, it absolutely is.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
All right. Thanks, Skip. Talk to you soon.
We'll talk soon. We'll ride out this podcast with the music of Matthew Bingham.
Absolutely.
Which is pretty awesome.
Absolutely. It's great.
Right.
It's a great jingle he's written for this company. We need to make sure that we make him proud with the music that he wrote for us. We need to be doing good things. So
got to give him credit.
Absolutely.
Too, so that's why I had to get
Amen.
that out. All right.
Amen.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks for tuning into the Four Seasons podcast, brought to you by B&H Wealth Strategies, where your financial success is our priority. Schedule your free 20-minute consultation today by calling 423-247-1152 or by visiting bhretire.com. Take the first step toward making your financial dreams come true. Until next time, remember, every season is the right season to plan for your future. Securities and registered investment advisory services offered through Silver Oak Securities, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. B&H Wealth Strategies and Silver Oak Securities, Inc. are not affiliated.